All right, welcome everybody. I'm super excited to have the opportunity to talk with you tonight, and I've got a good friend of mine here as well too, Dr. Melody Rodarte, and I'll introduce her in a second. But I want to tell you, first of all, welcome especially all the guests that are on here. Give the person that invited you just a big thanks because this is information that my wife and we heard 10 years ago last month. And it absolutely changed every aspect, every facet of our life for the better. And it was something that was totally unexpected. And truth be told, I was a little bit skeptical about what I was hearing. But at the same time, I found in the business world that as long as you're open-minded and ask great questions, see where stuff fits in with your life, there's a lot of doors that can be opened in your life. So this was a journey for us that helped me escape the corporate environment that I was longing to get out of, but also it had the opportunity to really have an impact on my wife's health. So I'll tell you a little bit more about that. But first, I want to bring on Dr. Melody Rodarte. She's a great friend of ours. Her and her family, we've traveled the world with them. We've gotten to see our kids grow through many different stages in life. And just really, really more than anything, a great wife, a great mom of her children, and one of the most respected doctors in Arizona. She's won top doctor several times in the state of Arizona. So we're going to be blessed to have the opportunity to listen to her tell you about what we're so excited about at LifeVantage. So Melody, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Shawn. And I absolutely love you and Michelle. I can't believe it's probably like 60 years ago that we got to meet each other. And it was instant friendship. So like so many that know you, it's pretty easy to like you pose. So, but I love some of the things that you just said about, just kind of sometimes being skeptical and knowing what's out there. And you guys, what I want you to take from tonight is I want you to know that there are ways of staying healthy that your doctor may not know about just yet. And this past year has proven the importance of being proactive with your immune system and with your health. When I started back in 2005, it was so uncommon to hear the words, I want to keep you healthy and out of the doctor's office. Nowadays, it is exactly what people are looking for. And I love that I was ahead of the curve then. But what you are going to hear about tonight, you're going to be ahead of the curve for a lot of people in medical practice. And so I'm excited for you to listen and learn and take something away. We're going to have lots of information, but I wanted just to let you guys know, I've wanted to be a physician since I was like 5 years old. And it was important for me to learn how to do things naturally as well. And 6 years ago, I was looking for something to help my son and help my mom. And I wanted to know, how can I further protect my genes and the genes of my patients? And so I'm going to start kind of sharing my slides here, and we'll get to some of those answers. Let's see. Oh, this is stuck there. All right. Hopefully you can see my slides. Shawn, say if you can't see my slides.
I cannot see them yet.
Oh, you cannot see them. Ooh, let's see. Maybe I did something wrong.
There we go.
Awesome. All right. So LifeVantage started with the same question that I had pondered. Is declining health something we have to simply accept as part of getting older? And it comes from the ability of thinking that the genes we are born with, we are stuck with. Our genes contain incredible abilities to keep our bodies healthy. But we've also now know that we have learned ways of activating those genes. There are about 95 to 97% of our genes. We have control over how to activate them. 2 to 3%, what we get is what we get. But isn't that incredible? Because before we thought what we are born with, we are stuck with. So if someone had diabetes or hypertension or cancer, it was going to be your fate too. Well, I'm here to tell you that it's not. You can activate your genes. You can support your gene expression. And so that is by using activators. We can use activation to slow down the aging process. And so I'm going to talk about three theories of aging. And the first one is the theory of oxidative stress. And so the issue is, as oxidative stress increases, the function of the cell decreases. And on the right hand side, you can see that every system of the body can be affected by oxidative stress. It's the natural wear and tear that happens inside of our body. And what we knew about, we're just using antioxidants. We would think about IV drips of antioxidants, taking your antioxidants, putting them on your skin. There's a better way than just taking antioxidants. And so, what are things that cause oxidative stress? Well, our diet, smoking, medication, pollution, inactivity. The opposite of inactivity is rigorous activity, alcohol, toxins, pesticides, herbicides, signaling. All of these can affect our cells and affect the way we age by increasing oxidative stress. And so this is a point where I think about myself 6 years ago, because I was looking for something to reduce oxidative stress. And I am so thankful that a colleague of mine wanted me to hear this ABC Primetime investigative report. And why is it important? Well, first of all, we all love listening to John Quinones. I don't know about you guys, but I still do. But it set in motion why you are here listening to us on a webinar tonight. So I'm going to play about 3 minutes of it and I will come back. But it is important because that is what got me to start doing research.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment. For me, it begins with a blood test.
It wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company.
They want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing. The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second, damaging all our cells. The result? Oxidative stress, and we all have it. The body fights back with a system of defenses. It makes two antioxidant enzymes, catalase and SOD, whose job is to gobble up the free radicals before they can harm our cells.
So, doctor, how often do I take these?
And so, here I go. With that swallow, I've just become part of a potentially landmark scientific experiment. It's called Protandim, and tests have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age, but taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old. So just what's in this seemingly incredible pill? Well, actually, its roots are very humble. Protandim is a combination of 5 plant ingredients. Some you may know: green tea or turmeric, a spice used in Indian cooking. Others, Withania somnifera and Silybum marianum, are more exotic. High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma, all of these, strokes, heart attacks,
Even mental disease.
yes,
Depression?
Alzheimer's disease, depression.
But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. The result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically. Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after. Have we turned back the clock? Maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
We do know that oxidative stress is part of those disease processes. And I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
The company that makes Protandim says its tests show the pill, made from ingredients used for centuries, is absolutely safe. For more, go to our website at abcnews.com.
So after that aired, I literally went home and I typed in pubmed.gov, and I typed in Protandim in that search line. And 6 years ago, there were 16 peer-reviewed journal articles for me to look at, and I couldn't believe it. I think I was in shock because I'm open to looking at things. My patients always bring me things, whether it's over the counter or prescription. I tell them I'll look things up, and there has never been something that had this much research to it. So my curiosity was incredible, and I started reading. And tonight, after this webinar, if you type in Protandim into PubMed, you are going to get over 25 peer-reviewed articles there from major universities that you can see listed here. And some of you are going to hope that you have a scientific brain to read through them, but just go and look. It's incredible. And this is what caught my eye and the eyes of so many others. So let's just talk about that Protandim NRF2. It is the flagship product. It is responsible for antioxidant production. It's 5 key ingredients that you're seeing in the middle there. And on the right-hand side, you're going to see some of those benefits by lowering oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days, up to 70% with continued use. There are 3 main antioxidants we love to hear about, and you'll see how they're spelled there: superoxide dismutase, catalase, glutathione. Who has not heard about glutathione in the past year? We want to support our body's natural ability to rejuvenate our own cells, to support natural detoxification. Those are so important. And that is because we are producing our own antioxidants. So instead of taking them, you're making them. This is our NRF2 Synergizer. And you can see on the side there some of the seals of approval. So here's a visual for those of you who are visual. What we know about in the past, what we knew about was supplementation. You eat a blueberry, you eat your orange, you take a vitamin C, and you are neutralizing 1 free radical at a time, versus activation through like an NRF2 pathway. And now you're neutralizing 1 million free radicals at a time. There's the hugest difference on how we can help our body reduce oxidative stress. So I don't want you to stop eating properly. I want you to eat properly. I think we mentioned I'm an obesity medicine specialist. Please eat your grains, please eat well. But what if you could also activate your body in this approach? So this is a great slide. It's talking about the synergy of the parts. This is why there are 7 patents on Protandim. This is why there are so many peer-reviewed journal articles by multiple universities. When you take it as Protandim, there's an 18-fold increase in the expression of the antioxidant gene. That's important. And this is what Washington State University is stating. NRF2 may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and most extraordinary preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. 2 words there that I love to talk about: therapy and prevention. This is a pathway that every cell has and can be turned on. So let's talk about the second theory of aging here, and it is mitochondrial dysfunction and mitochondrial decline. You might think about mitochondria as just makes ATP. Maybe you're going, oh my gosh, I'm going back to my junior high days. Well, it's so important, and it is definitely on the forefront of a lot of us who do anti-aging medicine. And functional medicine. We want to help our mitochondria function, because as we age, they decline. And so this is our NRF1 Protandim Synergizer. And you're going to see there in the middle another set of incredible ingredients there. And the NRF1 pathway, when it's activated, it is responsible for mitochondrial biogenesis. It's a big word for helping the mitochondria function. So as it can make ATP, guess what? It is supporting chromosomal integrity. Another big word there: chromosomes make up your genes. So what are you doing? You're supporting that integrity. It also improves sleep quality and cellular repair. And then who doesn't want our brain and our mentality to be supported, our circulatory system to be supported? We need energy. Think of all that energy that your heart needs to pump every second to keep you alive. So this is our Protandim NRF1 Synergizer. And then the third theory is a new one. Some of you might not even have heard the term sirtuin, but you might have heard the term NAD. And so NAD is very popular in the athletic world as well as the anti-aging world. And what we're trying to do is support sirtuin activity. As we age, sirtuin activity decreases. They're the CEO of the cell. And so we need sirtuin activity in order to help our longevity genes. And so what we have here is an NAD Protandim Synergizer. Again, look in the middle, incredible ingredients here. These are natural ingredients. And what the NAD pathway is doing is it's responsible for improving sirtuin activity. On the right-hand side, you can see that we are supporting healthy longevity, improving mental focus and concentration. We're supporting positive mood and motivation, boosting mental and physical energy, supporting the body's healthy inflammatory response. I stop here whenever I have this slide because I want you to understand it's important for your body to have a healthy inflammatory response. We need to know when there's a small little fire. That's how our body tells us, hey, there's something wrong here. And our cells are allowed to go, okay, we're sending the troops in. So that's good inflammation. Bad inflammation, and it's when it doesn't have any borders or barriers or stop gate. And so a little bit of inflammation is needed, and we want to support that. We want to also maintain healthy cholesterol levels. We need cholesterol to make hormones and to have so many functions happen inside of our body. So cholesterol as a whole is not bad. We need healthy cholesterol. And then, of course, supporting a healthy vascular system. These three are called our Protandim activators. So NRF2, NRF1, and NAD. They are all non-GMO, no artificial colors or flavors or sweeteners. So this is a busy slide, but I love this for those of you who are nerds and geeks like I am. On the bottom, you are going to see each gene that we have looked at in response to the activated pathway. And alone, by taking each of those products, you're seeing that activation. But what is incredible is the synergy that you see when you take the three of the products together. So that's all you really have to understand is these genes have an increased response and activation when you use the tri-synergizer. So that's NRF2, NRF1, and NAD together. So this is a great slide too, because it's putting it all together for you. Because if you are not a science head, you might be going, wow, those are more words than I've ever heard before. But the beautiful part is all you have to remember is NRF2 slows down the oxidative stress theory of aging. It's helping antioxidant productions. We've all heard of antioxidants. NRF1, think of mitochondria, think of energy, think of protecting the gene. And then NAD, think of sirtuins, they're your longevity genes. It's also slowing down that aging process that's happening and promoting healthy longevity. So this is our Protandim Tri-Synergizer family. Our company has taken that NRF2 and put it in other products like Axio, which is incredible brain food. We have a skincare and a hair care line that has NRF2. We have these other agents here, items here, I call them agents, items here like a probiotic that I can go on about, a clean omega that you could actually chew on the capsule and it doesn't taste like fish oil. NRF2 for our pets. Our pets are so stressed right now, and they give us so much relief. So we have something for our pets as well. And then we have a weight management system to support healthy weight. And what I want to just spend 2 more minutes before I hand this over to Shawn about is our incredible daily wellness. All of us want to know how to support our immune system and how to be proactive. We now have something that is put together in a daily drink that you don't have to worry about having bottle after bottle after bottle after bottle or trying to figure out what to take. They have taken the best out of zinc, vitamin C, D, elderberry, and The new kid on the block that you might not have heard about yet is this fermented yeast extract. Its trade name is Epicor, and it's incredible. Get back to the person who invited you to this, because I want you to know how this works. It is a postbiotic. That is what fermented yeast extract is. So it's not yeast, it's the byproducts, it's molecules that are made. And it is incredible at helping our immune system to be proactive, and to be on guard, to know what's going on. It's a way to do it daily instead of being reactive of when you get a sore throat or when you've been around somebody who's sick and like you're, oh my gosh, I have to hurry up and help my immune system. No, this is kind of keeping it at baseline and letting us stay healthy in a daily manner. So with those items, I want to let Shawn come on here. Let me just pull this out. I want you guys to know that I'm incredibly just so happy that you're on board and looking at this, because I can talk for hours and hours, and this has given me a platform that I can teach and train and talk about this with people that I will never see in my office. And I was the skeptic too, talking about, how does this work? I was looking at buying a franchise. This is too good to be true. I don't know how this works. And I was so happy I had a friend like Shawn who could say, this is how this business works. And I was all in, because I thought, well, I'm going to talk about it anyway. Teach me how this can do more for my husband and I, which I've gotten to retire in the last 2 years, and I've gotten to open my own practice. So this has opened so many doors where I can sit and talk with my patient without anybody telling me what I can talk about and when I can talk. And as you can tell, I'm talkative. So I'm going to pass this back over to Shawn, and you can learn more.
Hey, Dr. Melody, thank you so much. Every time I hear you do the science, I get so excited about what we have our hands on. But I do want to ask you one more quick question before you mute. And I just want you to tell people the impact that this has had on your family.
Do we have more than 1 minute?
We do.
It has been incredible. As I said, my son had an autoimmune condition, and I am so excited that within that first year, things have simmered down where we have not have to had that treated in over 5 years now. My just story after story, and because I'm a physician, I have gotten to use it in my patients now, especially more in the past year since I own my practice. And I love when I get to see them and they're telling me how good they're feeling, and I'm being able to slowly reduce their medications that they're on. And it's not specific. Every cell needs NRF2 activation. Every cell needs NRF1 activation. So you don't have to come and ask me, is it good for this or this or this? Our body wants to function normally, and these are products that are promoting a healthy response in each and every cell of our body. And so I can go on, but it has not only has the health of our family improved, but those of my patients, and now we have so much time freedom. Yes, I'm busy with having my own practice, but I still make time for this.
I love it. I love it. And your husband?
Oh my gosh, now he's my operations manager and busier than crazy, but he got to retire from 20 years of law enforcement. And so that makes me so excited, because he was a homicide detective for the last 11 years. So I wanted to bring him home like yesterday. I remember when he was setting up to retire, Human Resources made him stay on an extra day because they don't have anybody who retires on their 20th anniversary, like on the day he was ready to leave. And so they made him stay one more day to make sure that he would still get his retirement and everything. They didn't want anything to get screwed up. So I again, like I could go on and on about this.
Well, thank you. And again, we're super appreciative of your expertise. And I love being able to do these types of presentations with a doctor, because my background is financial analysis, financial forecasting. I worked for one of the largest financial institutions in the world. And what I found, you guys, was simply this, that the higher I climbed that corporate ladder, the more time that they expected me to be there. And I was truly missing my kids growing up. And I'll never, ever forget when I was transitioning some work out of New York back to South Dakota. I would fly back from LaGuardia to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, every Friday night to spend, about 36 hours at home. And one time that I was at home, we went to the lake for the weekend, and my oldest daughter, she was probably about 4 at the time, she pulled on my pants and on my shorts, and she looked up at me and she said, "Dad, don't go back." And it absolutely crushed me, because I was at a point in my life in my mid 30s that I needed that income. I needed the stability of what the corporate environment offered me, even though it was seriously crushing my soul. I wasn't the dad I should have been. I wasn't the husband I should have been. I spent the best hours of my day getting beat up all day long at work in this dog eat dog environment. And so, when we found this opportunity, I was open-minded enough to see where it fit in with our life. And my wife, she was going through a lot of different health issues. And as good as Western medicine is, doctor, there's a lot of things that they don't know yet. And they could rule out a lot of stuff of what wasn't affecting her, but they could never tell us what was. And so we're on this journey, this health mission to improve our health. And a friend of ours who is a dietitian at the Heart Hospital here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, she came to us and said, "I know that you're passionate about people and that, you're into health. You've got to check this out." And we knew that Nikki wouldn't just bring anything to us. It had to have true science behind it. Because she wouldn't put her name behind something that didn't. And when we went to that first meeting, it was a cardiologist that was actually presenting similar information that Dr. Melody just provided for you. And what blew me away was the American Heart Association publishing the research that was done on the flagship product, Protandim NRF2. And in my mind, in my business mind, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, you guys, they don't publish just anything, right? There's got to be something to this. Nobody's going to argue that the American Heart Association isn't a reputable organization. So why are they doing this? And that ABC video she played up front, you guys, when's the last time you've seen investigative reporting turn out well? Right? Their job is not to make companies look good. They want to be chasing the CEO down in the parking lot with the camera crew at the end saying everything you said is a lie. Now what? And that isn't what happened. There's science that backs everything that you heard about tonight, and that's what we fell in love with. And my joke at the time was with Michelle, okay, if we do this as a business, we're going to earn a commission check of $20 and we'll be able to go on a hot date and rent a Redbox movie and a bottle of wine. That's how seriously we took this, but we wanted to share the products with other people to see what it could possibly do for them. And when we're passionate about something, we just naturally shared, and that's what we did. Well, again, my background is financial analysis and forecasting. And so when I started to see these checks coming in just by us sharing products that we were excited about, we had to step back because it was bigger than that $20. And I kept thinking to myself, oh my gosh, if this continues to grow at the pace that it's growing, and we're not even treating it like a real business yet, what potential does this offer us? And so that's when we really flipped the switch on the business side of things and started to look at what was possible. And so I'll share some of that. And I'm very cognizant that the business side isn't for everybody, but I'll tell you what, I would be absolutely mind blown if you don't integrate these health products into your strategy after just listening to what Dr. Melody told you. Like, these products are shown to ramp up these different pathways in the body that are key to us aging gracefully, right? We're all going to still age. And me and my financial mind, to me, what all of this means is that it's just unlocking that pharmacy inside of our body that is already there. It just doesn't work as well as it did when we were younger. As we age, certain things just stop working as good as they once did. And so this gets it back into the proper condition so it can do what it was designed to do. And that's why we get so excited. I'm going to share my screen here and just talk about the business for a few minutes, because I want you to understand the potential of what you have your hands on by hearing about this before the average person knows. And we really just like to tell stories about what's going on, where we see things, where it was, where it's headed. Now, LifeVantage right now is 11 years old, and it's headquartered in Utah, publicly traded company on the NASDAQ. When we first joined, it wasn't a NASDAQ company. It was publicly traded, but it was on the pink sheets, or what I would refer to as over the counter. I used to hold my security licenses. And so I was excited about that because I could look at all the details of the company every single quarter from the first publication that they came out for a quarterly report being public. It wasn't a private company where they could hide the financials behind a curtain and it appears that they're in great shape when maybe they're not. Well, you can see now being on the NASDAQ, that holds some credibility, right? And this past year, we became a debt-free company. We've got board of directors or former executives on Coca-Cola, Airbnb, Amazon, SC Johnson. Aaron Brockovich is actually on our board of directors now as well, too. Like there's some serious firepower behind our corporate staff and also our board of directors. Trends in history, everything that I do in business, I always look at where am I in a current trend? Am I ahead of the trend, behind the trend? Does anybody know about this? And never in history, I would say ever before, have people been more proactive about health. You know, you look back 10, 15, 20 years ago, especially, people were very reactive in their health strategies. They waited until some problem existed, and then they went to a doctor to have a Band-Aid to take care of what was already an issue. And now today, people are more proactive about that, and they want to take care of their bodies when the body is functioning properly. And I would contend all day long that people want to do this in a natural way, right? Put in the comments if you agree with that, that people are more proactive and they want to avoid what they used to do in the past, which was take prescriptions. And I don't know if the commercials in other places are the same as in South Dakota, but every drug commercial I see, what do they spend the last half of that commercial doing? Telling you every possible thing that could affect you. And they're not funny things, right? Internal bleeding and blindness and up to and including death, things like that. And they just put happy people on the commercial to hope you didn't hear what they spent the last half of the commercial saying. So people do want to be proactive with their health and do it in a natural way. And that's where we are. That's what we do. And then if you look at these different areas that we represent, the anti-aging is a $300 billion industry, but we've also got NRF2 science in a skincare line. Skincare is $120 billion. Hair care, NRF2 activation for your hair. Do you know the amount of toxins that your skin takes in if you're putting toxic stuff onto your hair as shampoo and conditioner? And I think you would be surprised some of the stuff you pull off the shelves, how bad it is for you. And then the pet care industry, energy, weight loss, you guys, each one of these alone could turn into a business for you. And then where are the trends headed? Well, in 2018, cosmetics used to outsell and have higher revenue than wellness, and that completely flipped, and that trend is continuing. What I didn't understand with this, because when I grew up in a very employee mindset household, loved my parents, but it was an employee mindset household. You go to school, you get good grades, you get into a good college, and then you get a good job. Unless you want to get a better job, then you go to graduate school and spend another couple of years there, and then you'll get a better job and go into the world. And that never felt right for me, but that's what I did. And I kept going to school and collecting degrees because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I had an entrepreneurial spirit, but I didn't know how to take advantage of that. And so when this came into our life, you guys, we really did have the opportunity to work from anywhere. It's a super low cost of entry. And maybe that's why I had that stigma attached to it, that you couldn't make a lot of money, because I was used to transferring around the world billions of dollars every single day. And this had an investment that was around $1,000, but potentially could lead to a multi-million-dollar business. And I want you to ask yourself this: in the marketplace right now, what is the big shift? Well, the shift in my mind that's happening faster and faster, especially because of the environment of the last year, is brick and mortar business is disappearing and it's shifting to a direct to consumer environment. And the biggest competitor in the marketplace doing that is Amazon. You guys ask yourself, what is Amazon? It's simply a bunch of distribution centers that are set up to ship product direct to the consumer. And that's exactly what we do here. Our space is just nutrigenomics, helping upregulate and downregulate different genes in the body. That's exactly what we do. And I didn't understand that earnings potential, again, because we didn't have stuff like this annual earnings disclosure, because when I got involved, the company was too new. But we know that people now on average ranks, they make a certain amount of money in there. And so there's part-time money people make, like look at the rank of Pro 3. The average Pro 3 is making $626 a month, you guys, in leveraged income. The rank of Pro 5, $3,107, over $3,000. How many people do you know that are getting to retirement age where retirement isn't the same as what it used to be 30, 40 years ago when they started working, right? Pensions don't exist like they used to. Most people don't stay with the same company 30, 40 years, let alone 3 or 4 now. And people aren't investing enough money to live the same lifestyle. And I guarantee you Social Security is not covering the rest. And so they only have a couple choices, is they continue to work or they live off of less money. So if we could roadmap that out for people, I think there's a lot of people that have interest in making this kind of supplemental income. And then at the ranks of like Pro 7, $13,400 a month plus, you guys, 6 figures a year, well into 6 figures a year. And that's what I didn't wrap my head around, was the potential here where you could literally make 6 figures a year in a business that had such a low startup. But I'll tell you this, when this business is done right with the right people and the right products, it's one of the most extraordinary ways to do business. We've done corporate jobs. I've had online businesses. My wife and I, we've done brick and mortar stuff. We've done a ton of different things. And this, again, when it's done right with the right people and the right products, has been by far the best way for us to run a business. Now, again, I think it's a no-brainer. You're going to integrate these products into your health strategy. But if you are thinking about other people that need to be on these products, maybe the business side's for you. Or if this past year situations have changed and all of a sudden you need a little supplemental income, or maybe you're just at your wit's end with everything that's going on and you want control back, maybe the business is for you. And there's 3 different packs that we offer on the business side. The silver pack's $350, gold pack's $650, the platinum pack's $1250. And we tell people, get in where you fit in. Do what's right for you. To me, if I joined again tomorrow, I would enroll with the platinum pack because it has the most product with the most savings. And I told Michelle, and she agreed when we first started, even if we didn't get off the starting line, we're just getting a huge discount on product that we're already going to take. And that's why we joined the business. And thank goodness that we did. It changed everybody or everything for us. And people, they tend to think, can I do this? Okay. Well, I'll tell you this, Michelle and I, we didn't know the first thing about network marketing. We didn't know the first thing about nutraceuticals. But when we started doing this business and following the system that was already in place for us, we were able to help me retire from the corporate world in 9 months. And I don't know what other opportunity that we could have had presented in front of us that would have allowed us to do that. You guys, unlike the corporate environment where I was paid more money to separate myself from everybody else, this system is based off of helping other people have success. Like, that's brilliant. Isn't that how life should be lived? Helping other people so that you can have more. And we've got global support. We've got an easy to follow system. We've got the roadmap that has been proven to work over and over again. You can plug into meetings like this that we do, skill set, mindset, leadership, corporate events, incentives, perks. There's a Cabo trip that's coming up at the end of August. There's all sorts of things. But again, you don't have to have any kind of specific experience or background to do this. So what I want you to do right now is get back to the person that invited you on this call. And if you have more questions, let us know what those questions are so you can decide if you just want to be a customer, or if you want to do the business with us, or let them know if you already know, hey, let's get these products started. Let them know if it's as a customer or as a distributor. But more than anything else, you guys, I just want you to understand that if you decide to lock arms and do this with us, it is not something you do alone. We're here to support you on this journey every step of the way. And you've got a lot of amazing people like Dr. Melody Rodarte and us to lock arms with, to show you how to do this business and earn as you learn how to do it. But anybody that comes into this, you become part of, honestly, our community and our family. I'll never forget the first time that we went to an event about 2 weeks after we signed up in Salt Lake City. We went to this event, and we went to a restaurant with a bunch of people in the organization that we had never, ever met before. And we went to Benihana, and we had laughed and laughed and laughed so hard for hours at that restaurant. When we walked out, I told Michelle, I said, that felt like we just left an evening with our family. And little did I know that that truly is what was happening. We had just expanded our family, and we have people now that we want to do life with. So I want you to ask yourself again a question. Are you where you want to be, or are you looking to make a change in your life to have some sort of different result? And no matter how big or how small that is, what I would ask you to do is take the step to make a change, to have the life that you want to live. Live the life that you dream to live. Because more than anything in the world today, that's what we need. We need a lot more positivity, a lot more smiling, a lot more fun. And I hope that for some of you, you'll see this as an opportunity to do that. So again, thank you guys for taking time. Thank you so much, Dr. Melody Rodarte. As always, I'm super appreciative of your knowledge because you're way smarter than me. But any questions that you guys have, we're here to help get back with the people that invited you on here. So with that, we're going to have this a wrap. And thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Take care.